What's going on, y'all? This your boy Hype Fan Eagle representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. You already know, man. Shout out to my first time viewers. Shout out to my last time viewers. Shout out to the people that's viewing my video, whether religiously or in passing. And if you haven't yet, please make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so y'all will be notified when I go on live for all my Twitter people. Please make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube page. You already know. All right, man. Listen, we about to talk a little bit about. You know what? I'm gonna go this way. Forget it. This way seems way better. I want to go the other way, but I don't know. It might be flooded. We're gonna talk about a little bit about day two of the joint practice between the Eagles and the Browns. I know I'm a little late. That's because my son got football practice himself, which I'm gonna upload a couple of videos. You know what I mean, from his football practice on this page right here, so y'all can see where he working at. My son want to play quarterback, but they got him at the running back position because it's Pop Warner. Pop Warner, especially his first year, and it's his age group is 11U, so they will not be throwing the ball as much. They will be running the ball a lot and a lot. You know what I'm saying? I want him to play quarterback. So right now, I'm just prepping him for the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm prepping him for the future. We going listen. We from March all the way to now, we've been doing quarterback drills. You know what I mean? So although they put him in the running back position, which he knows little to none, but he will catch on. In the future, he will be ready for that quarterback position. So this is all just a preparation right now. Um, Day two of the Eagles versus the Browns joint practice. What I got from day one is that we basically had a sloppy joint practice. Jalen Hurts had an interception at the end. A couple of nice throws to um, um, Smitty, and a couple of nice throws to AJ Brown. Deshaun Watson was getting off pretty good, but from what I'm hearing, we had a pretty much a sloppy day one. From what I'm hearing about day two, I heard day two was amazing. I heard everybody was fired up. I mean, when you look at the post conference and everything like that, Jason Kelsey talking about everybody being fired up. They knew that they came out pretty slow during day one, and they had to turn up during day two. It was reports saying that with the roster that we have, this is the most talented roster we ever had. And then when you look at all the pieces all over, we just a talented bunch. We just got to bring it together and gel together, and that's what we're trying to do. A couple of players have been trying out different roles on the team. They had James Bradbury, according to Elliott Parks. They had James Bradbury, in the court, in a sort of another role. You know, so we trying out different people at different spots. A lot of people are getting reps with the first team, and then they get reps with the second team, trying to see where they can fit in at. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into a couple of these camp notes by Elliott Shaw Parks. With a lot of his reporting, I take with a grain of salt also. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes he be iffy, but right now I didn't go to the voice of Philly.com or phillyvoice.com. I didn't go to them because right now I'm driving. So I didn't want to read everything while I'm driving right now. So I'm just going to go to Elliott Shaw Parks and read a couple of his tweets and everything like that. Let me roll up my window so that way y'all won't hear the outside noise. Okay, says actually y'all can read along too. So if I miss a word or a sentence or anything like that, y'all can actually see it up here on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I am driving. You say no Landon Dickinson today. Sua Opeta is in at left guard after the what that say initial 7-on-7 between the Eagles and the Browns. I'd say it's probably tied. So what he's talking about is pretty much day one and day two of the seven. I mean, day one and day two of the joint practice as far as 7-on-7. Greg Ward with an amazing touchdown catch from Mariota from about 5 out in 7-on-7. Ward had a really good camp. Ward actually, I'm not even surprised at Ward because, like I said, in the beginning of the season, Ward was getting hurt. He was getting hurt. He was getting hurt. All right, sorry about that, y'all, because my phone ran hot. My phone ran hot. I don't even know if we are still connected or not. You know what I'm saying? Let me just test it out. Let me test it out. Let me test it out. I apologize. Let me see. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? I apologize. My phone was running hot because I had the charger and I was doing this at the same time. But like I was saying, Greg Ward Jr. Before we actually no, when we started really finding the foundation of this team, uh, he was one of the starting wide receivers before we actually acquired, Jalen Rager and Devontae Smith. He was one of the receivers that came out there, showed up, and showed out to the best of his ability because he was a transitional quarterback between. I mean, yeah, he was a transition between quarterback now turned wide receiver. So we needed him to actually play that wide receiver spot. So hearing news about Greg Ward now is not a surprise to me at all because he has put in work in the past. Um, it says Deshaun Watson with another beautiful touchdown. Put it only where the receiver could get it. Strong start for the Browns offense. Let's go to the next. It say Hurts with his best play at camp. Stood in the pocket. Coverage was good. Points to basically points to tell AJ to go to the corner of the end zone and hits AJ touchdown about 25 yards out. Mariota, I heard Mariota had a good camp too. Mariota having a good day. Up to 3 touchdowns. Like I said, I'm not reading everything because I'm driving, so just bear with me. Y'all can read it yourselves. Up to 3 touchdowns. Just had a nice touchdown to Kane. So that's Deion Kane through some traffic. Jalen Hurts with a really nice touch throw to Devontae Smith for a touchdown to in the corner of the end zone, basically. Um, James Bradbury is getting some reps at slot slash linebacker, like a slot slash linebacker role. So that's what I'm saying. Where they just trying different things right now to see, what scheme could they do. You know what I mean? What scheme could they do with certain players? What role could they play and everything like that. So that's what I'm getting from Elliott Parks right now. Like I said, bear with me with the re-end because I'm driving. So I'm gonna have to, I'm paying attention to the road, and that's why I got this up so y'all can actually read what he actually wrote as well. Like I said, I take a lot of this stuff with a grain of salt with Elliot Park. Sometimes he's telling the truth, sometimes he be on some other stuff. Barnett get into it with one of the Brown players. Barnett, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if we need that type of thing from Barnett, or I don't know if we need that to fire up our teammates. You know what I mean? To have a fire starter on the team. Like I said, we had problems with this with Barnett just doing silly, stupid stuff in the past. He cost us a couple of games. You know what I'm saying? He cost us a couple of games before. You know what I mean? Like, or gave up, or cost us giving up a touchdown or something like that. But Barnett needs to. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing at this point. I don't know. Like I said, sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the minute interruption because my phone overheated. So whoever is watching the stream later on, I will have a 1 minute interruption because my phone overheated. Okay, let's go through this real quick. Barnett gets into it with a couple of Brown players after the snap flags thrown. Defense was very fired up today. Deshaun Watson intercepted by Reed Blankenship. Cunningham tipped it to Reed Blankenship off into the end zone. Big fight between the Eagles offense and defense. Multiple flags. Coaches split them up. So it's not just Barnett. It's basically, what happened between the Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. I heard some very, very, very good things about Reed Blankenship. He might end up taking that starting role. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's looking like, though. That's what it's looking like. Hold on, cops right here. All right, cool. I'm good. That's what it's looking like. Is pretty much directed towards him taking that starting role in that safety position. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Reed Blankenship. We just got to figure out if it's going to be Terrell Edmonds on the other side, if it's going to be Khalid Ringo, like whoever they got over there. You know what I mean on the other side. Greedy Williams, whoever. You know what I'm saying? I think Greedy Williams might get a couple of snaps at that nickel position. So we'll see going on moving forward. Reed Blankenship with another interception in the end zone. His second one today and third of the camp. So he had 3 interceptions in camp, period, and 2 during the day 2 of the joint practice of the Browns and the Eagles. That is good. Brandon Graham with pressure on 11 versus 11. Fletcher Cox having a dominant practice, not surprised. Both teams are playing really well today. Much change from yesterday. I have the Eagles in a lead right now. All right, y'all can read this because it got green light. So I'm gonna just skip a couple of. I'm gonna just skip around with a couple of sentences. Okay, yellow light coming up. Thank y'all for bearing with me right now. It says this ended up being a blowout after a lackluster day 1 with the Eagles. Day 1, the Eagles were a better team on day 2. When it mattered the most, the Browns didn't play poorly. Actually, started off good. The Eagles were just better. Josh Jobe with an interception, 11 versus 11. Mariota with a perfect touchdown pass to Tyreek Cleveland. I'm liking what I'm hearing about Tyreek Cleveland. Biggest drill today, 11 versus 11. Everyone was watching, super competitive. So yeah, man. Let me get this off the screen. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Tyreek Cleveland. I've seen his work. His work ethic is crazy. And I mean, we got a lot of talent. We got a lot of talented wide receivers, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's very interesting to see who's going to make the 53-man roster. Honestly, because we're just so talented. Even if we got a lot of guys on the practice squad, we just talented all across the board. Practice squad and the 53-man roster. Eli Ricks is also a very good surprise for me. Like, I like Eli Ricks. Pardon me. I like Eli Ricks, man. You know what I mean? I'm hearing a lot of good things about it just collectively, like I said, this is training camp, ladies and gentlemen. This is camp. So, of course, things are going to be, out of place at the beginning. Of course, you might not hear good reports because camp is supposed to be like, okay, you're supposed to make your mistakes. You're supposed to see what you can get better at, and you're supposed to practice on it. That's the meaning of camp. So a lot of these camp notes from a lot of these beat writers, you got to take with a grain of salt because camp is you're supposed to get better. You're supposed to work on things that you need to work on. That's what camp is all about, period. You know what I mean? When we start getting into real live action, that's when you can really start critiquing and you can really start going in on certain things that we need to, work on or we just misfiring on. You know what I'm saying? That's when you can really be, have your constructive criticism and go in with your critiques. It's when the real life action happens. You know what I mean? But right now, this is camp, so you're supposed to, work on things that you might not, be the best at, or work on certain plays and stuff like that. Especially for the rookies and the undrafted, and the players that that came to the Eagles through trade and everything like that. So this is what camp is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit the channel down below. You know what I mean? Everything. Like I said, man, I appreciate y'all support. I appreciate y'all just coming on the channel. Also, man, let me plug myself in. Make sure y'all tap into the hypewave91.com brand. Make sure y'all, if y'all want to donate, y'all can donate to the Cash App down below. You know what I mean? This is the hypewave91.com. This is my merch. Y'all can check it out, man. Make sure y'all check out the merch, man. I got some fire merch, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all check it out, man. You already know, man. If y'all want to donate, hit the Cash App down below. You already know this your boy Hype Fan Eagle representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. Gang.